This episode of the Bros Before Elbows podcast is dedicated to the Ultimate Warrior. The warrior spirit lives on every day, every moment. So, with your hosts, Anthony
and Zami Masana,
we bring to you episode 13. A little bit of a communication mishap in the earliest part of our first recording. Some tomfoolery with the electronics somehow.
I think it was the Ultimate Warrior. He ran into our studio. The spirit of the Ultimate Warrior ran into our studio and totally gorilla press slammed it and did a little splash on it. Because we had a good 10-minute intro right there that totally kind of funked out on us. But we're back. And I just want to talk about the Ultimate Warrior. And for the first half of this episode, it's weird that it happened during WrestleMania week. It's weird. I think the biggest weird thing to me was, for me personally, was that he was out of sight, out of mind for the last several years, and then he came back into the pro wrestling consciousness over the last weekend at the Hall of Fame speech, the WrestleMania, the standing ovation at WrestleMania, the 3 or 4 minute promo on Raw, and then on Tuesday night you found out he died, which is it's crazy. It's kind of floored everyone, and it was just really it really sucks because he seemed like he made peace with everyone at the WWE after being kind of ostracized for so many years, and he was on the right path, and it seemed like the bridges were mended, and now how he's gone just like that. So it just really sucks. And condolences to his family. His wife and daughter, 2 daughters, were at the Hall of Fame speech. So. Man, it's just tough. It's crazy to grasp.
It definitely is, but man, it's just crazy, man. Like growing up, Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior were kind of like my OG reasons to watch. Like I was a Hogan fan. Don't get me wrong, but who wasn't? But as far as like connecting with people on a certain level, man, Ultimate Warrior he just had that. He just kind of had that drive. But one thing though that I think about though, in the grand scheme of things. Is that's a pretty complete life. I mean, let's I like to look at things in the positive light, and I like to think that, man, like if you made amends and you had a rough past and you had a rough road, but you come to the pinnacle, you come to the top of the mountain, and you've accomplished so much, and you have, just like he said in his promo, if you have the ability to give back to people and give something to the people that make you a legend, that make you memorable, That's it. I think if you lived a full life, I mean, what else could you do? Maybe getting another 18 holes or something, or another bowling game, or another, trip somewhere. But I think he led, and he obviously did. Dude, he led a very full life, and I think this was the moment where he was complete.
Yeah, it kind of came full circle after all these years. You're right. He had the great wrestling career. Just going over it, on looking at his Wikipedia page right now, just because there's just so many memories that I can't really process them right now. He debuted in the WWF in June 1987 at the age of, let's see, he's 54 when he died. 40. He debuted in WWF at age 27. He won the title from Honky Tonk Man in 1988 in 27 seconds in August of 1988. At SummerSlam, at the first SummerSlam. So he held that Intercontinental title, dropped it to Rick Rude, and then regained it. And then I became WWF champion in 1990. So at the age of 30, he was a WWF champion. And yeah, man, he just had a meteoric rise. And I think he was like one of those old school cartoon characters from like the 80s, always a face. Kind of like Hogan. Him and Hogan kind of ran tandem, and then Macho Man too as well. There's kind of like larger than life characters. So it's just hard to process this all. There's so much information, just so much still coming out. But man, it's just really weird. Really weird.
There's a lot of good things to take away. The promo Raw was amazing, by the way. The Raw was absolutely fantastic. But the thing that Ultimate Warrior brings to light, which I think is a very, very positive message, is the spirit lives on in all of us. It's really up to us to help each other. We make or break each other, and when we want to use our talents and abilities for good, then we need to keep doing good. That's keeping the order of the warrior spirit. That's what keeps it in balance. And I think that's a big thing that he talked about, like when you can when you can give to other people and other people can use that energy. You know, the world needs that energy to create change, you know, and it's up to us. It really is. Collectively, it's up to us to be able to influence others in a good way. And that's why the warrior spirit never dies, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Seeing all the people on Twitter and all the outpouring of like just hype. I think everyone was really excited that he was welcomed back to WWE this weekend after being on the outskirts of it for so long. That they even came out with a new Ultimate Warrior Collection DVD, induction to the Hall of Fame. So yeah, it all came full circle. He definitely completed everything he wanted to do professionally. So, but man, 54, that's really young to go away. That's a tough pill to swallow. I think that's what sucks too. It's not like it was the Ultimate Warrior dying at age 84 or 94. It was 54, man. That's pretty. It's relatively young.
Age is just a number, though, man. Again, it's what have you accomplished in your life? You know, what have you done? You know, and sometimes like when you contribute all that you can contribute, you know your soul's needed in other places. You know, and that's just how I see it. But I respect the man. I love everything that he did. I loved having a reason to be super hyper. You know, and I loved having a reason to like watch wrestling and just like shake the bed and like be a nutbag, you know. And we had the wrestling buddies, dude. We had an Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy.
We did. We had an Ultimate Warrior
we
wrestling
just beat
buddy.
The crap out of that thing.
Yeah, man. He was just he was just so cool. He was so different for his time too, because like in the 80s and like early 90s, like wrestling was a little slower than it is right now, a little compared to modern wrestling. And there wasn't a weekly Raw every week, and storylines did slower. They kind of did slow burns. But then there was a warrior who just come out like a nutball and just run to the ring, shake the ropes, and like he was so good, like the king of the squash matches. Like I mentioned, the Honky Tonk Man squash match where he won the Intercontinental title in 27 seconds. WrestleMania 13 when he just totally destroyed Triple H. And I don't know how many seconds. I love
that, man. I love that.
Such a good squash. He was like such a good guy to do squash matches with because he's just so hyper. And I think that's why a big part to his character and the face paint and the tassels and those crazy promos, dude. And his cadence and his voice. He was so very distinct compared to a lot of people back in the day.
Like a believable character, man. And even in interviews, man, and even when he talks, like Ultimate Warrior is a different part of him. You know, his promo, even in his promo, man, he lives it. He's like, Warrior is one person, Ultimate Warrior is a totally different person, and he's connected with the Ultimate Warrior. And then when he puts the mask on, like that's like, you know, that's what made that time great. But it made it great because of the passion behind what he was doing and why he was doing it. You know, that's what made it so filled with energy. That's what made it so filled with you know, the really just kind of like the buy-in, you know, the like, yeah, man, I'm with you. You know, you're crazy, dude. Like you know, you run in like it just runs out. You know, I was, having Twitter conversations with some fans, and we were sending stuff back and forth, and we were just talking about introductions, and it was, you know, the first thing that I thought of, you know, was Ultimate Warrior. You know, it was our fan Mia Tyler. She sent me a tweet about Macho Man, how awesome his introduction was. Which, by the way, we'll get into introductions with WrestleMania banter, but. You know, in the grand scheme of, like, introductions, you know, she sends me a tweet saying, hey, Macho Man had this, you know, badass entrance. And I'm like, yeah, but this guy takes I don't say this guy takes the cake, but this guy, you know, Ultimate Warrior just runs out. Just a straight up, like, the music hits and no time for explosions, no time for nothing. It is go time. And I loved that, man. I just loved every minute of his movement, you know, and he had that giant slam. He'd pump you up and then just drop you. That's freaking rad, dude. I want to do that. I want to do that with like a giant sack of potatoes or like jugs of milk or something, you know? Like, I'm so powerful, I'm just going to bench press this over my head and just drop it behind me.
I'll tell your little puppy Ollie to watch out tonight after the podcast. He'd be so geeked. But yeah, man, like you guys mentioned, he never wasted a movement, dude. Like from the moment his music hits to he runs down the ring, just to his move sets of like clotheslines and power slams and splashes. Like everything was with a purpose. And talking about intros, it made me think of two of his WrestleMania intros. WrestleMania 7 versus Macho Man. Loser has to retire. And it was the only time I can remember, at least, I don't know, if someone to tweet at us or put on our Facebook at a different time, but the only time Warrior did not run to the ring because he knew that match was super serious, dude. And that's one of the best matches ever. Go watch on the WWE Network, Macho Man versus Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7. A classic match. And he didn't run to the ring, dude. And it's just like, that was the only time he never run to the ring. And then WrestleMania 8. Hulk Hogan's getting beat down by Papa Shango and Sid Vicious. Then Ultimate Warrior's music hits, and it's in I think it's in it was in either Indianapolis football stadium or some football stadium. So he had to run all the way, like it was like the longest ramp ever. It wasn't even like a ramp. It was like a thing they cut out through the crowd. So his music hit, yeah. And it was like a surprise comeback. It was like, so everyone started to mark out at the end of WrestleMania 8, and he had to run all the way. To like it was so awesome as a kid to see that. It was one of my favorite Warrior moments when he ran in and saved Hulk Hogan, and he had to run like a half a mile or a mile and a half to the ring. But yeah, man, so many good memories, so many good times for the Ultimate Warrior.
Dude, we gotta pay homage to the one Warrior Nation.
Oh man, the OWN.
OWN, dude, hook it up.
Oh man, he went to WCW in 1998 and formed the One Warrior Nation. It was a play on the NWO, obviously, and he just did some wacky stuff in the WWE, WCW. He feuded with Hogan. Did a lot of WCW. So weird, man. So weird. He had like I remember a big part of his contract. They had creative control of his character, so he could just do whatever the hell he wanted, basically.
That's awesome.
So,
was he one of the first guys to do that?
Hogan had it written into his contract too. I think Hall and Nash did, and I think anyone who came over from the WWF basically to get them to sign up WCW, they had to give him that. But I think Hogan was the first. I think Hall and Nash was after that, and Warrior too. And yeah, that's why you get some crazy shenanigans out of those four. But it's so weird. Just a One Warrior Nation. If anyone has a One Warrior Nation tee still in their closet, man, hat tip to you.
Please,
sure.
Hey, take a pic, put it on our page, tweet it to us. Why not?
Please, man, I'd love to see that. Wish I would have bought those. We bought one of those back in the day. Good times, man. And then he retired from wrestling after that. He retired from wrestling after his WCW run and didn't really come back until, it says in Wikipedia, he said he came back in 2008 for one match in Barcelona, Spain versus Orlando Jordan, and Warrior won the match, but and immediately vacated the title. So yeah, so when he left wrestling, he kind of left it for good, and not many people can say that. So
damn.
And you saw that in this Hall of Fame
man.
speech.
That's complete, dude. That's like, you know, I don't know, man. His story is a good story. You know, it's definitely the story of a hero, man, of struggles, of you know, confronting things bigger than yourself but overcoming them. Mm-hmm. It's just a classic hero story, man, and he is. And I, you know, it's always good to think of the fun things and the rad things that he did, like being a total nutbag in the ring and just being wild and so energetic, man. Like that's what a crazy career, man. What a good career. Hats off, man. Cheers to you, dude. You're in the great beyond, man. You're elbow dropping with Macho Man on whatever you want.
I don't think Warrior could ever hit an elbow drop, but he's doing something up there.
He's body slamming people.
He's body slamming fools, body slamming angels, just for fun of it.
Why not, dude?
Why not, man? It's all play up there. You know, he legally changed his name to Warrior in 1993.
That's freaking rad, dude.
So his wife.
That's dedication, man. That is dedication to the game.
Dude, dedication to the gimmick, man. Totally. His wife and children have the last name is Warrior, actually.
Really? The last name is Warrior?
Yeah, their last name is Warrior. So that's what it says on Wikipedia, and that's what he said at the Hall of Fame. He said he named them. He said whatever their first name was, Warrior, and he named. He says greatest accomplishment was not anything in the ring, but being a father to his two daughters. So that kind of That tears at the old heartstrings.
Dang.
Crazy. But
The
man,
warrior name truly lives on.
it literally,
It
literally.
literally, legally will carry on. That is freaking rad.
I hope one of those two daughters become like a doctor or like a senator or something. So it's Senator Warrior, can you please report to the, or Doctor Warrior, can you please report to the OR, something like that.
That's freaking rad, dude.
That'd be great. But man, one other thought, just how good of a Warrior's career was. Think about WrestleMania 6, he beats Hogan. WrestleMania 7 next year, he comes back and he beats Macho Man. Like, who can lay that claim, dude? Two like first ballot, like Mount Rushmore kind of dudes. Ultimate Warrior beat them both in back-to-back WrestleManias. So that kind of puts his career in perspective. I don't think anyone's had a run like that. Amazing.
And you know, speaking of other just jaw-dropping moments, clearly there was one that we had at WrestleMania, but it all makes sense for the greater good, for the greater story. It all makes sense, and that's rad, man. There's firsts for everybody. You know, there's firsts for a lot of people, and there are staples in this business for a lot of people. And Ultimate Warrior clearly has a staple in the game.
Mm-hmm. I really didn't realize how many fans there were of him until like after his passing or after he got the Hall of Fame. Now everyone just came out of the woodwork and said, even if you didn't like wrestling anymore, you still remember the Ultimate Warrior kind of thing. Or even
Absolutely.
if you kind of fell out of the game, you're like you knew who the Ultimate Warrior was. And now it's like on ESPN. Triple H was on ESPN today talking about the Ultimate Warrior. It's like was on CNN, headline news. Everything's kind of talking about it. So it's a great career, great life, and taken too soon, but major contributions to the business for sure.
Didn't he have the blue Intercontinental belt?
Yeah, man, that was a
big
thing, man.
Freaking rad, dude. I want one, dude.
He had a yellow one too, dude. He had like a yellow one and like a hot pink one and like a neon. Yeah, dude. I wish I could Google search it right now, but yeah, he did. He remember he changed it a lot. Definitely go back.
Freaking rad, dude. That's cool. When you can just straight up, nobody does that. It's cool that there's a white Intercontinental belt, but for this dude to be able to change it like whenever he wants on the fly, I want a pink one. No, I want a bright green one. No, I want blue. Like, I want all of them. I want both. You know, like, I want both. You know, it's freaking rad, dude. That is cool, man. That is riding the wave. The dude rode the wave a lot, man. Rode the wave.
March the beat to his own drummer, man.
Pay for the ticket, take the ride, dude.
He like zigged, and when he said zig, he zagged. Yeah, man, so unique, dude, so unique. And I guess you can play WWE 2K14 and watch him on the WWE Network still. So lots of memories to still make for Warrior. And
well, here's kind of a good thing to think about.
Okay,
is the person Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
He made a change in the business. He made a change overall and in the grand scheme of things. And I think in the realm of change, in the realm of new beginnings and new things, I think it's very fitting and a very good question to ask is, do you think ultimately that the Yes Movement has made change?
That ties into our question of the day. Yeah, so you want to go back into how are we doing on time? You want to break or do you want to?
Oh, we're cool, man. We have about let's ask this. Let's ask this question. Kind of go back and forth a bit, and then we'll do a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about and then we'll come back into WrestleMania 30 Raw the day after the Raw. Fallout or whatnot. And, the question of the day is the Yes Movement a success?
That is the question of the day. So meander on that, put that in your back of your head, and think about that. We'll answer at the end of the day. Or I guess we can answer it now. I think the reason that put me into it because Triple H on the Raw after WrestleMania, he challenges Daniel Bryan to a title match. So in the back of my mind, even after that awesome WrestleMania moment for Daniel Bryan, it's like, what if he loses on Monday night? Or what if he loses at Extreme Rules or some kind of shenanigans with the Authority? It's like, is it a success if he loses it in like the next 2 weeks? Or does he have to hold on to this belt for a little longer to truly make an impact with the whole Yes Movement?
To punk him that hard within a month or within 2 months, Dude, screwy Louie, man. That's another McGillicuddy move, dude. There's no way.
McGilly Gorilla?
Dude, that's effed up, dude. That's a cheap shot. And you know what? And you know what? And you know what? The powers that be, if they want it to be, they'll let it be. But I don't see that. I think what happened was it's the perfect setup for Triple H to have his gang of dudes, which is perfect. Batista's obviously an A-list player. Even though he's not champ, and he came back with, like, you know, big name behind him. You got Randy Orton, who was the champ for the past 5 or 6 months
since SummerSlam, yeah.
Since SummerSlam, so you have two big people, and you got Triple H, which obviously now that he's back is like a mega power force. You know, so you have a 4 dudes, and who else does he have? He has
Corporate Kane. Our favorite guy.
Boom. So he's got Corporate Kane. That is an excellent lineup. That's an excellent 4-man group versus Daniel Bryan and the Shield. So you have old school veterans, dude, and then you got this new generation of players. So I think it's like, even though he's like, I want a title match, he wants a title match because he can get one. He's the freaking COO. You know, if he wants a match at any point in time, he's going to get a match at any point in time. So to me, that's only fitting. That's only him being pissed off and being like, no, this is messed up. I did not just lose at WrestleMania. Just screw it. I'm going to put myself in a match. He has to put the title on the line, and boom. And then he goes out and then tries to win it in a cheap shot, just so people think like, oh, Daniel Bryan's going to get stripped. He's going to get screwed to this. But no, man. Shield comes out. Perfect union. Perfect timing, man. The timing is everything. Timing is everything. Timing, flow. It's all, man, even in music, dude. Like, that's one of my favorite moments being a drummer is when it's just looking at everybody. Everybody's on the same page. And if something goes screwy, man, it's milliseconds. You have milliseconds to dissect what's going on. And how you're all going to collectively get back in. So it's like when you have that collective group, dude, that group is powerful, you know? And Daniel Bryan with the Shield, that's a collective group, dude. That is a collective bond. Triple H and his gang, same thing, man.
Yeah, it's two mega forces coming together for sure, man. Let's talk about the Shield's face turn, man. I mean, like, they went from beating up Daniel Bryan and everyone Triple H said, and to being an anti-authority pretty quick. I mean, it was a month, maybe like a month, but
let's not forget they're bounty hunters.
Yeah, that's true. They're all about justice.
They don't really care. They're about justice, dude. So they're about okay, you hired us to beat up this dude, but now this dude wants to beat up you, and he's willing to do more and give more than what you were willing to do before. So to me, it's only business, man.
Wasn't there a millisecond thought when the Shield was standing across from Triple H, Batista, Orton, and Kane that you thought that maybe they were going to turn on Bryan and just like, is there ever a thought? 'Cause, I mean, I don't know. I'm just super like, I don't know. I've seen Daniel Bryan been screwed every which way since SummerSlam.
He's not getting screwed anymore, man. This is it. We talked about this on podcasts before. All right, we've had these discussions. We've had doubters, man. We've had people telling us he gets screwed all the time. He's not going up. They're just gonna keep streaming. It was the look back. It's the unveiling. Every journey you go through, you have to look back. You know, you can't connect the dots forward. You have to connect the dots backward because you don't know where you're going. So it's easy to be like, oh, he's gonna get screwed on Monday night, or he's gonna get screwed on SmackDown, or he's gonna get screwed on Superstars, or he's gonna get screwed on Slam City, and lose the title somehow. But no, man, dude.
He's got to watch out for Total Divas, man. They're gonna book an angle right there. Triple H is gonna come on there and totally screw him out Total Divas. But
the era of Bryan getting screwed is over. Because now he's such a mega face. Now he's such a mega player.
But now he's got the power, man. He's got two belts, man.
He's got the belts, dude. He's the champ. He is the hot dog, dude. He is the collector's cup.
The collector's cup.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Cup, man. And he's the prize in the Cracker Jack box.
He is, man. He is the best prize in the crane game.
He's the best.
You can't just donate him right away, you know?
No, you can't give him away. No, you don't give him to the kid smiling and looking out, wondering why he can't win the crane game.
You give him to all the kids. Everybody gets some.
You keep the big teddy bear, man. You earned that teddy bear. He earned that teddy bear after being beaten down for so long. But yeah, man. So I'm really curious where this goes. I'm so glad.
I like where it's going. I like where it's going. You need a big veteran team. And Orton's a veteran, Batista's a veteran, Kane's a veteran, Triple H is a veteran. There are no 4 more suiting dudes to fit the bill that way than those 4 guys. Honestly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they could both play. I mean, they could all be booed pretty heavily and be the dick move heel against the Bryan and the Shield, man. Now the Shield, I love him. The Shield is the face, man. I was afraid at WrestleMania or somewhere down the line they're turning heel.
They couldn't be hated forever, man. You can't be hated forever.
I was afraid they're gonna break up, man. But there looks solidarity again, man.
Still a possibility.
Oh gosh, I hope not, man. I love.
There's always a possibility.
That's why we watch every week, right?
But before we get crazy with because I really want to get into WrestleMania stuff. Let's take a quick break.
So good.
And again, this episode of the Bros Before Elbows podcast is dedicated to the one and only, the one warrior nation, the ultimate warrior, the warrior, the man himself, the man in the face paint, the man that gave me a reason to be overly sporadic and love sugar and shake beds and go nuts. And we even had our Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy. How's Rad?
Shout out to the Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy. Face paint and tassels forever. Bros Before splashes this month. This episode. Bros Before splashes. Yeah.
We'll come back, fans. We'll be right back. Insert commercial here. Good. No freak out. No meltdown. That's good.
Yeah, it's still recording. Oh, it's good. That is good.
He does that freaking song.
That grunt, man. Oh god, dude. There's a PSA like from the WWE from the '80s where Ultimate Warrior tells you not to smoke. It's just so wacky. You can tell like he wrote it himself, and like he totally like went off the rails. And what should post that on her? Oh gosh, someone posted the wrestling buddy we have in this article I'm looking at.
Really? Somebody posted it where?
It's on Deadspin.com. It says the article is called "The Ultimate Warrior Was an Insane Dick."
Oh man!
It just talks about like his political views and a lot of stuff that did away from the ring and like his comic book he wrote, and he was totally like right wing public speaker, I guess. But a lot of stuff, I didn't know about him. But
nutty.
I was looking, nutty stuff, but it's way too heavy stuff. But still, dang crazy.
Thanks for listening to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Bros Before, the number 4, Elbows. Welcome back to the Bros Before Elbows podcast, dedicating this episode to the one warrior nation. Let's jump into WrestleMania, because that's also some nutty McGillicuddy business.
Dude, it was so good, man. What is it? What do you grade it? 1 to 10. What do you say it was?
10.
Yeah, I think it was 9 or 10. Man. Like everything, like I kept
10.
watching it. I was waiting for something to go wrong or something to go wacky, but man, it was good, man. All the matches, man. Even the pre-show tag team match. Go back and watch that. That was really good too. Yeah, Fatal 4-Way.
A little bit of goofy audio when I first plugged it in. So I plugged in my computer into the TV. With the WWE network,
and it worked out fine the whole time.
The audio at first was really glassy. I sent out some tweets and then read something on Cage Side like looks like there's audio problems, and there was. Mm-hmm. It just sounded
it's
really
for everyone,
and weird. So I was like, okay, because I knew it couldn't have been the connection, so I tested it with some mud crutch, and I was like, oh, this sounds clean. There's so it's not the cable. Mm-hmm. And then soon enough it cleared up. But that and Batista Dad's pyrotechnics not going off. That's like the only goof ups that I noticed. If those are really like, that's just me being nitpicky and that's just me being silly. But dude, the show to start it out. All right, so we had a WrestleMania party.
Yeah, how was that? How was that? Her fried chicken was involved. Fried chicken.
Oh my god, dude. Every year Liz makes fried chicken. She makes fried chicken whenever we want, but you can't eat Crisco fried chicken every night, dude. I would die. But on big events, like big sporting events, she loves to cook. So we had mashed potatoes, fried chicken, boneless fried chicken, corn, gravy. Oh my gosh, people come just for the food. And so it was one of those, like, you know, so we have the main living room, and then we have a little hallway, and then past the hallway, around the hallway is the stairs. So it's like you have to get stairs to get into the house. So every time the doorbell would ring, I was like, oh, I don't want to leave the TV. So I'd have to, like, run down. I'm like, door's open. Just make sure it's closed. I was a terrible host. Like, if you showed up to the WrestleMania party, I am sorry, but I was a dick. I did not greet people properly. I did not offer water or beer. I did not break bread. I am sorry. I am a terrible host, and I have learned a lot from that experience. But that WrestleMania shook my soul. Fried chicken. But it was good, man. It was really good. Opening match, Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. Well, first match. Hang on. Go backward here.
So wait, so your WWE connection was full clean the whole time? You didn't have, like,
for the most part. At first it was glassy, then it cleaned up.
That's great, man. For $10, dude. Can you imagine? Isn't that awesome?
Not bad. There were some times where I felt like and I don't know if maybe it was just my video feed or something, but there were some times where the video would, like, fast forward and then go backward on its own. Could have been an edit. Could have been like an internal production edit. Never know.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that. I just watched it on my computer. I was trying to watch it through my Google Chromecast, but it was just going, like, it was like 2 or 3 seconds behind with, like, the audio, and it was, like, bugging me. So I just I got a nice, like, 25 inch monitor, so I just turned that towards the couch and just turned the couch towards the monitor, and I just put it on the full screen, and I watched it the whole time, and we'll watch it in and out between kids and chores and everything, but everything, yeah, it looked clean the whole time. I was totally impressed by the WWE Network.
Video was clean as beans, man. It was smooth as eggs.
Yeah, smooth as a baby's bottom. So I was totally impressed with that. But so that was really cool. For $10 a month, Ric Flair woo for that. So I was really impressed with that.
So let's dig down into pre-show, homie. Pre-show, okay. Usos, Los Matadores, Ryback and the Real Americans all battling for the tag titles.
It was great, man. I think I caught the end of it. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I think I was playing with the kids outside, and it was a pre-show, but it was good, man. I watched the replay, and the big story out of that is the Usos, man. They got the WrestleMania moment, and they just come so far, man. I remember there's always on, like, Superstars. They're always, like, wrestling the primetime players or Primo and Epico, and it's just like, let's fast forward through this, or let's go to the bathroom break. And ever since they've been called up to the main roster and been on Raw, I've just been really impressed with their characters and just how they interact with the crowd, from their intro to everything. And I'm just fully behind them, man. I think they're a really good tag team.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. They have put in the grunt work. Mm-hmm. They have put in the time. They have put in the sweat. They have won the crowd over. And remember, man, it's all what the crowd wants. If the crowd wants you, they'll want you. If they don't want you, they don't want you. And they had their moment, and I'm glad too, because there's always transitions going on. Usos are holding the tag titles. They're transitioning strong. Ryback, whatever. They're whatever. They're goofy as beans, but
they weren't even on Raw the next night.
No, what I love about it is the breakup, the true breakup.
Yeah, so we're waiting for that
Americans.
For so long,
gosh, thank goodness. Oh man, I freaked the fudge out, dude. I freaked out, dude. I had a moment. I was in my office room watching Raw and the Raw recap. In Cesaro, I've been a mark for you since day one, G Unit, and I effing love you, dude. Like you man.
What a 24 hours for Cesaro. So just to recap that, he breaks up with Jack Swagger at WrestleMania. He goes on to win the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, which was
he slams the Big Show out of the ring. That is so perfect. That is how you do it. That is how you do it,
dude. That's how you do it, man. Yeah, that was crazy. And the next night on Raw, he gets his big trophy from Hulk Hogan, gets a handshake from Hulk Hogan. The crowd's loving him like he's a face. And then Zeb Coulter comes out, tries to rain on his parade, but Cesaro had a swerve for him, right?
Oh my gosh! And I wrote it down in my notes. You should be a Zeb Coulter guy. And he looks at him and he goes, "No, I'm a Paul Heyman guy."
What? what?
Boom! I exploded, dude. I exploded, man. Dude, sweet Jiminy Christmas, dude. Oh man, that was such a good moment. The King of Swing. Cesaro becomes the King of Swing.
Oh my God, the Swiss Superman, the King of Swing. Man, he's gonna get a mega push, man.
Woo! Mega push, dude.
Super excited. So I think he's first going to feud with Jack Swagger, but after that, man, the sky's the limit for this. I'm so happy that Paul Heyman's with them.
Oh, he's only going to do good things. He didn't do really many things for Curtis Axel, but he just, you know what? I can't blame Curtis Axel, dude. He came in at a weird time.
He did come in. We came in the middle of the summer. He started feuding with Cena, Triple H. I mean, he got a lot of chances, man, but it's never. Yeah, and then Ryback was with Paul Heyman too for a little bit, right? For a couple months, and then I never went anywhere. I thought that was good.
Forced. Even his promo when he like proposed to him to be a Paul Heyman guy was such a this is a stretch.
Yeah, shoehorning it a little bit. Yeah.
Look, if Paul Heyman can't make your career and help you and give you a rub, it's not something Paul Heyman's doing.
Clearly, after the weekend Paul Heyman's had too, as well, which we'll get into later. But man, Cesaro put a rocket on his back because he's going to the top, and
he needed this. He needed this, man. I've been behind him all the way, the way. But that's, man. So WrestleMania kicks off with excellent good things happening. Usos get their rub. Cesaro's on his way to the top. Then they give us this fantastic first match of Triple H versus Daniel Bryan.
Wait, before that, slow down, hot sauce. Hulk Hogan. What about the Hulk Hogan and his special guest in the ring?
You're right. I can't.
What was that about? It was awesome. It was just like, I don't know. It was like someone's tickling you. It was just like, well, it keeps getting better and better, man. He's like, you get a free scoop of ice cream, and they give you 2 extra scoops.
That's very true. We got 8 extra scoops. Not only did we get 10 extra scoops, but they also gave us an ice cream cake.
This ice cream store is really horribly run because they give away a lot of product for free without noticing. But hey, man, good for us. Good for the pro wrestling fans, because Hulk Hogan was awesome, and then Stone Cold interrupts him.
Oh my God! Freaking out. Everybody's freaking out in the living room. Fried chicken's flying everywhere. Mashed potatoes are all over the ground. Oh my God! So Stone Cold comes out, and just, for moments, man, you're thinking, how cool would it be if he just stuns Hogan?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For no reason,
just to taunt the crowd. He's like, "Give me a hell yeah if you want me to beat his ass, hell yeah!" And then he's like, "Nah, I just got nothing but respect for you, man." Like,
it's like, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing to the crowd. The crowd is, oh man, and then freaking Rock comes out. And
looking as buff as ever, looking as fit as ever, and he comes out and he does his Rock thing, and oh man, it was so fun, man. It was just the 3 biggest stars probably all of WrestleMania is The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin. Probably main evented the most WrestleManias ever, man. So that was just a totally cool way to kick off the night.
That was incredible. The first night. That was, man. It started you off on cloud 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was everything about it, man. The promo cutting, just everything, dude. It was perfectly pieced together.
Mm-hmm. And then right into your first match you want to get into. Talk about that Triple H walk out to the ring, dude.
Oh.
How epic was that? Oh my God, I made me want to root for Triple H, dude.
It really did, dude.
I was like, really did. This is so cool. I want to. Sorry, Daniel Bryan. Last 6 months have been great, but yeah, it was so good. It's like you were saying, like everything's one up in it. Like the pre-show to the opening monologue to the first match, everything on this WrestleMania kept one upping each other, which is crazy.
Unreal, dude. Oh, what a great match.
Mm-hmm.
What a great match. Man, when Daniel Bryan took that pedigree, it was like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
I thought it was a way, man. The crowd got totally silent. I was like, ugh. Like, are they really going to do this, man? Are they really going to have Triple H versus Batista and Orton in the main event of WrestleMania? It's like, then he kicked out.
Thank God he kicked out, dude.
Thank wrestling gods. Gosh. Such a good match. It's the whole match, dude, had me on like pins and needles because you thought Triple H really had a chance, man. I mean, he was the favorite going in because he's the
he was the favorite going in.
yeah. He's got all the power. He had Steffi Mack in the corner, and she was healing it up as always, adding her 2 cents every 5 seconds.
And then D-Bry walks away with the win, but then he gets sabotaged, man. Then Triple H loses his heat, whacking him with the chair, setting you up for, oh man, I really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, will he come out later? Will he even make it to the main event?
Oh my gosh, but he wins the match. Triple H is gone. Second match, didn't they give us, what was the second match? That wasn't the Wyatt.
No, Shield versus
right.
Shield came out with their. It was great. The thing that was great about this was they interrupted the New Age Outlaws promo. They were trying to do Billy was trying to do his thing, and they just said "F it, play our music," and they came down and they came out with those the skull masks, dude. Do you like those?
I love the
so
skull
cool.
masks, dude. Those are sweet.
Dude, it's just a nice little wrinkle after a year, 18 months of the Shield, and they throw this little wrinkle just to massage you a little bit, just to rub your shoulders a little bit, and it's great, man. It's great. I loved it.
Damn, dude, that was a great match.
Yeah, that was a great match too. That was kind of a squash match. Looking at Wikipedia, it was only under 3 minutes, and
really?
they all hit their finishers. Billy Gunn got speared to hell, but it was great, man. It was. I think they needed that because the Shield just. Again, giving them the stamp of approval, putting 3 more rockets on the back of them to shoot them up the card.
Oh man, I'm so glad where they're going.
Yeah,
I'm so glad where they're going, man.
It's look at the first couple matches we had. Cesaro have his moment, the Usos, Daniel Bryan, the Shield. Those are all young guns, dude. This is the future of the company right here, and they're
Absolutely.
all having a great first 3 matches on WrestleMania, dude. So the future's looking bright.
Then didn't we get Bray versus Cena? Wasn't that 4 or?
Looking number 4 was Cesaro in the Battle Royal.
That's right.
Which is really cool, man. There's a 30. They'd add an extra man for him, so there was a 31-man Battle Royal. But it was pretty cool. Did you see Kofi get thrown out?
Dude, this is for every Rumble match that he's ever in, he always has a weird way to escape, and this one was kind of a weird one. Where he gets thrown out and he puts his feet like he landed perfectly.
I don't know how he does it. How does he do that? Because he was running into the corner under the turnbuckle and he gets thrown over the turnbuckle, over the post, over the stairs, on his back. Like, how does he have that body control to do that at full speed and not have his? It's just amazing.
He also has to miss the stairs too.
True.
You know, he's got to hurl himself over that, and if he goofs up, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. But he's. Whew.
Dang, dude, that was Kofi. I hope Kofi does some cool stuff this year.
He said he wanted to turn heel. Or should we? I don't know how he could do that,
Kofi,
but I don't.
Evil Kofi. Could be like a voodoo doctor, dude. Why not?
That's horrible. Papa Shango. Papa Shango return. Kofi
I don't
Shango.
know, man. He could join. He was join with the Wyatts.
He could join the Wyatts. He's got a beard and long hair, man. I guess
follow the buzzards, dude.
No, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Actually, that would be pretty cool.
Zack Ryder could follow the buzzards.
Zack Ryder could get his ass kicked in the
back on the job.
Back on the job, and he jobbed at Raw too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, to
Rusev.
Rusev. Oh, what goofy.
Yeah, goofy. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. And so then, now that you were talking about, so we had the Cesaro moment. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. That was a great match, man. I thought it was a really good match too.
Man, like I said on Twitter, no matter what, whoever wins or loses, whether Bray wins or loses, Bray wins.
That's the thing about Bray Wyatt's character, man. He's like a leader of a cult. He can like spin. He's the ultimate like spin doctor, dude. He can ultimate politician, man. He can spin anything into a win, and he made John Cena really pissed off.
He did, man. He cracked him. He mentally cracked him. Beginning of the match, just take me out. Just end it. Make it go away. And he's like, no, I want to fight you, American soldier. I want to fight you. No, man, take me down.
He said American shoulder? He said that?
He did.
I didn't see that. Man,
John Cena, the American soldier.
The American storyteller. Man, hustle, loyalty, and respect. But yeah, it was really good. I thought it could steal the show, man. It definitely was up there. Wasn't as good as the Triple H or Daniel Bryan match, but
it was a good match.
It was a good match.
Dude.
Yeah,
He hit Sister Abigail. That perfect timing of when Cena goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle.
That was great.
Boom, he is up. Perfect timing, dude. The chemistry, the psychology in that match is what made that match good. It was the back and forth between him breaking Cena mentally. You know, yeah, it was a physical match. When Bray had to get physical, he got physical. He took an AA. He took signature moves. Didn't Cena go for the big leg drop and then he turned it into something nutty? It was like some really cool reversal.
Yeah, they showed it on a replay. I remember that. I was watching this on. I had to go get dinner during this. I had to go to In-N-Out Burger really quick and get some cheeseburgers for my hungry hippos of children. And I was watching on the WWE Network on my phone. I plugged it into the auxiliary because I was listening to it like it was like a radio broadcast.
That's rad.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I was hearing Cole, JBL, and King, but I couldn't really look at the video because I was driving. It's not really safe, but I could hear the audio, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a great match. And let's think about Bray Wyatt's last 3 pay-per-views. Royal Rumble, he beats Daniel Bryan in an awesome match. Went toe-to-toe with Daniel Bryan, probably the best wrestler in the world right now. Elimination Chamber, Wyatt's for Shield, and another match of the year candidate. And then WrestleMania versus John Cena. And I think the big question mark with Bray Wyatt was, could he wrestle? He's got the great promo skills, unbelievable A-plus promo skills, but could he go toe-to-toe in the ring with people? And I think he's kind of proved a lot of his critics wrong, that he can go toe-to-toe in the big matches.
Absolutely. Because of his character. He doesn't just fight to fight. He fights mentally and physically. And I think that's what makes your character. That's what really makes your character. Is you could just have a character and go in and like make sure you have cool looking moves, but if you go into the match and you know that you are this person, then that shows through your moveset. That shows through what you sell and what you give. So absolutely, man, absolutely, he can talk, he can fight, he's intimidating. I don't think a lot of people there's no schmo matches for him. Yeah, you can give him a schmo match, but.
Yeah, you could just I don't know. Where does he go from here? Do they feud until elimination? Extreme Rules. Does he think it gets a rematch with Cena
for him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Cena's gonna do next. I'm trying to think what happened on Raw. Oh, they had a three Big E, Sheamus, and John Cena versus the Wyatts, and the Wyatts won, pinning Big E. So I don't know. Maybe they'll continue this feud a little bit into the next pay-per-view.
That would be freaking rad. I love the Wyatts, man. So I said, dude, regardless if he wins or loses, he wins. After that match, then we go into. I don't have the lineup with me. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you were pausing for dramatic effect or something. I thought you were doing
dramatic effect.
Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus The Undertaker. Beast versus Streak.
Jaw-dropping, life-changing moments.
Oh, man. Why are we still here doing this podcast? Because Undertaker
That's right.
I thought the universe was going to implode. Man, that was... Here's my setup for the match. It was kind of a slow match. It wasn't really that good compared to the CM Punk matches or the Triple H match or HBK matches the Undertaker's had at the past WrestleManias. So I wasn't that into it, and I had to give my kids a bath during it too. So I was kind of like back and forth with it, and then I had like a break and like a 2-minute break, and I turned on the W Network on my iPhone, and I caught the end of the match, and I was like, wait, what? I wasn't paying attention to it because I thought Undertaker was sure to win. I thought it was 100% bet your mortgage, bet your house on it that he was going to win. And then I saw Lesnar pin him, Heyman's reaction. I had to rewind it. That was the only time I rewind the show the whole time, and I was dumbfounded. What were your thoughts, man?
I saw the count. I expected a kick out, and there was no kick out. And I thought the kid counted too fast. Something's not right. Something's not right. And everybody kind of looked around like, wait, what? And then there was the kind of the hesitation, and then the winner of the match is Brock. So I thought for a moment there was like something's not right.
Something screwy or something.
Is Vinnie Mac going to come from the back and say like, hey, restart this match? Was it? But then again, it was no. It made sense. There was an excellent article written on Cage Side where it makes sense. My initial reaction was I was empty. I was empty inside.
What? Yeah.
Like I felt like I don't even know if I can watch. I don't even know if I can watch the main event. I don't feel like I can.
It was totally weird. It totally put every wrestling fan like at a place into their own like personal like reflective state. Like what is going on? Like it just because no one expected it. No, I mean if you watch the build to this match, all the hype, all the promos, all the Raws leading up to this, you never thought Brock Lesnar was gonna be the one to beat it. You thought because he's a part-time dude. He's not wrestling every week in and week out. So why would he be the one to beat the streak? It was just like.
But there was a bunch of other like underlying items that made sense, and it's revealed in the article. We'll post it up on the Facebook page so everybody can read it. But it sums up a lot of things, and it to me it makes sense, even though I don't want to believe it. It didn't take 6 spears and 5 tombstones. It took 3 F5s in a Kimura lock to take him down, and As much as we don't want to believe it, as much as we don't want to, like, if we all think, like, oh, something, this is a sham, we got robbed. No, it's storytelling, and it's an excellent story, and it's brilliant, and it's beautiful, and that's, dang. The match was calculated, and I liked it because it was a pace in which, if you're going to go 30 minutes,
yeah, it was the longest match on the card, according to Wikipedia, by like 3 minutes.
And it's like, you know what? And 3 minutes is a long time. That is a long time in the ring. So for them to have that, it had to be spaced out. It had to be a lot of Undertaker on the defense, getting his moves in, pushing, shoving, punching. And he gave Brock Lesnar a beating. Don't get me wrong, man. To be able to take 2 Hell's Gates, to be able to take a choke slam, to be able to take a last ride, to be able to take a tombstone, that's powerful.
That's Brock Lesnar, man. That's the beast.
And he came back, and I remember I watched it, and I was like, I got to see this count again. And I kept rewinding it to the point where Paul Heyman was like, "Don't let him take this away from you. Don't let him take this away from you. You deserve this. You're Brock Lesnar." And knowing that the end of the match is what it was going to be, it was kind of one of those like, oh man, everybody's face was just dumbfounded,
Yeah, it was just total shock, man. I just didn't expect it. Totally out of left field. And I gotta go back and rewatch that. But so Brock Lesnar is the man to break the streak, the man who won a NCAA Amateur Wrestling Championship, the youngest man to win the WWE title when he came into wrestling, UFC champion after 2 fights in the promotion, and now the streak breaker. So, man, what a beast. What a freaking
exactly.
beast.
And Paul Heyman said it best in his promo. He goes, and I thought his promo was excellent. I love Paul Heyman.
Excellent. Oh, gosh, such a good promo on Raw, dude.
I love Paul Heyman.
He could sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in white gloves.
Absolutely. Big letter books to blind kids. He can do whatever he wants, man. And so, dang, dude. But he points it out. Brock Lesnar's a fighter. He's one of a kind. He's one of a kind in that business. And he to do it is to do it. And in the article, I forget who wrote it. It's a great. Again, I refer to it a lot because it's a great article. But there was that time where Undertaker visited one of Lesnar's fights. And, he just looks at him. He goes, "Do you want to do it?" And
I remember that.
You think back now and you kind of go like, was he asking him like, do you want to be the one? Do you want to be the guy to be able to take it out? And
talk about long-term storytelling that happened in October 2010.
Yeah, man.
But it's all tied together. You could all tie together, man. You piece it together for sure.
Man, and it's oh man. You know what? We never thought it, but at the same time, it's good. It's good it's a good feeling to know and kind of have closure on that. You know what I mean? Because never again, dude. There's not gonna be a 2021 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah, 21-1 was the final tally for Mr. Undertaker. So we're 6 matches into this WrestleMania, and we've had the Usos, the Cesaro, the Daniel Bryan moment, the Shield moment, the Cesaro again moment, the Cena Wyatt epic battle, the Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. So this is the bar keeps getting raised and raised and raised throughout the show, which is, I think it makes it like an ape super plus show. Then we had the Divas match, the cool down match.
The cool down match.
Because how the hell can you deal with life after breaking the streak? You send out 14 divas into the ring. And AJ Lee won. Any comments on this?
She lost it the next night.
She lost the next night to NXT champ Paige. 21-year-old Paige made her WWE main roster debut, and she got slapped in the face by AJ Lee, and then she pinned her in an impromptu match. So,
Goofy.
Wow. Goofy, yeah, wild, man. So the longest reigning
longest reigning Diva champ.
And she had a WrestleMania moment to somehow won that Divas Battle Royal, Divas single fall match, but then loses the next night. So hopefully we'll get a good feud out of Paige and AJ Lee, because Paige is a really good wrestler from what I hear, and from the 1 or 2 matches I've seen from her down in NXT. So hopefully we'll get a real feud from that, because I think it could be cool.
I'm hoping so.
Okay, the grand finale, the closeout to this wonderful episode number 13.0, dedicated to Ultimate Warrior. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista in the main event. What were you thinking going into this, man?
I was thinking, man, Daniel Bryan's going to have a lot of breathing room, and he did. So for a lot of it, it was your Batista-Orton match. And then I thought there was going to be a double team, like a real strong double team in the beginning. But it didn't come until that mega spot on the Spanish Announce. Oh, it was brutal, dude.
Gosh, it was brutal because they didn't clear out the table, the monitors under the table or something.
No, Orton landed right on top of one of those monitors. Like, arched his back over it as soon as he hit it. Like, bad, dude. And I honestly thought, really honestly thought Daniel Bryan was done for.
I thought he broke his neck or something, because seeing how bad Orton got hurt, I thought that was totally like everyone landed wrong on that. Like, dude, everyone totally effed up on that. So I was like, it was just like a sinking feeling in my stomach. Like, oh my God, after all this.
First Undertaker down this? Are you freaking kidding me? He looked white, dude. He looked white as a ghost. Daniel Bryan looked pale. He looked legitimately effed up, as if the match was like, oh my gosh. And then, then Batista and Orton are going back and forth. And then I was like, if they're going to do anything, if they're going to swerve this, he's got to get up from that stretcher. He's
on the stretcher in a neck brace, dude, tied down with a bunch of medical. I really thought it was done. See ya. I was like, oh my gosh, what a swerve. That's how he has to go out, man.
If you're gonna bring people back, you gotta. I guess you gotta bring someone back from the dead. If you're gonna bury a dead man, you better bring someone back from the dead. And again, what was cool is you have a guy that lost one match, right, for the first time, but you also have a guy that won 2 matches for the first time. And Daniel Bryan's comeback was huge. Orton hits the RKO, and then he hit an RKO. He hit him on the table, but then didn't he? I thought he did another one to Batista. No, he took a Batista bomb. Bomb, rolls out. Bryan jumps in, knees.
Wait! Before we forgot one huge part that I just read in the recap. The original referee gets bumped out.
Oh, that's right.
Triple H and Stephanie come down the ring.
Right.
And then Scott freaking Armstrong, the fast count. We haven't seen him since October.
Fast count. That's right.
Yeah, I think it was either September or October. We haven't seen this guy since September or October. He comes back, and Batista gets a Batista bomb on Bryan, and then Armstrong goes in for the count, and Bryan kicks out of the Batista bomb. So right there, I thought that was before the whole Spanish announce table thing. We kind of skipped over before that. Right there, when they brought in a new ref, the corporate ref, I thought Bryan was done for right there.
What a last minute angle.
Right. they're pulling out all the stops, dude. The main event of WrestleMania, dude. They're pulling all the strings, man. They're trying to tie everything in together. But you're talking about the finishing sequence, I think, that what you were saying.
Yeah, so Orton takes a Batista bomb, rolls out of the ring. Batista takes a freaking knee to the face, and then the best way to end it, you make him tap out.
I was worried about
freaking tap out.
I was worried about that, man, because he had other people in the yes lock before, and he's gotten bashed in the head. So I don't know, man. That was a risky move, dude. Just go for the pin.
No, man. Put the icing on the cake. Put the icing on the cake. Make him
almost dropped your
submit.
cake on the. You almost dropped your cake on the carpet, Daniel Bryan.
Almost, but didn't. Kept the cake intact. But that was the perfect ending, man. That was the perfect prime. Because to get a pin, everybody would have exploded on the 3.
Oh,
but to get a tap out, man, he tapped out Batista Dad.
Batista Dad. Oh, man. The lover of ice cream cake who... Oh, man, Batista Dad.
What an ending, dude.
I think we have to give props to little snaps or a clap for Batista for not messing up the match. Or snaps, clap, and everything. Because he's done well the last week and a half. The go home show to Raw, WrestleMania, and the night after Raw, he's done good. So Batista Dad, he's turning it around, and I don't know, maybe we should give him a hug or something.
Absolutely. You know what? You're not that bad of a guy, Batista Dad.
Maybe we can be cool.
We can be cool.
This has been a good episode.
Dang, man. Pack full. Perfect timing. Fans, check us out on the Facebook. Check us out on the Twitter. You know, we got a couple more likes. That's rad. Let's try to get it to 100. That'd be really cool. By the next episode, in a week, let's say, what we typically do, like a weekly show to a bi-weekly show? I never know. We just kind of randomly do them. Bi-weekly. All right, so by next show, we have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let's get 100 likes. Let's get 100 likes on the Facebook page. That'd be rad. That
would be an awesome goal, man. That'd be totally cool, especially since we're easing out of WrestleMania season and going into...
We're in the reboot.
And we're in the reboot, man.
We're in the reboot.
Reboot, man. Reboot your operating system and keep listening to Bros Before Elbows.
Absolutely. Everybody, fans, thank you again for listening. And again, rest in peace, Macho Man. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. Rest in peace, Andre the Giant. All you legends, we love you. Thank you so much.
Peace.